All right, so today what we're doing is we're doing systems of equations elimination using multiplication day 2. Now, in day 1, we just multiplied one of the equations by a number in order to be able to get rid of it. And today, what we're going to end up having to do is multiplying both of our equations in order to be able to eliminate one of our variables. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're just going to kind of get into it and go from there. Look, 8x plus 3y equals 4, negative 7x plus 5y equals negative 34. If you notice, there's nothing I can line up that's going to be able to eliminate nicely. Okay? And there's nothing I can multiply just one side by that will end up getting rid of either the x or the y. So what we've got to do is we've got to look at this and decide, okay, what can I multiply each equation by that will allow me to actually get rid of one of our variables? So when you look at this, what you can do is you can take and say, okay, if I multiply this one by negative 7, or by 7, and I multiply this one by 8, well, I could get rid of my x's. Or, if I multiply this one by 5, and this one by 3, I could get rid of my y's. So that's what you're looking at. And then you got to make a decision. Well, which one's easier to get rid of? Well, I think multiplying this one by 5 and multiplying this one by an actual negative 3, it's going to be easier to eliminate the y's than it is to eliminate the x's. It's going to be a cleaner problem for me. So when you look at it and go, okay, well, that's how I want to go about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'm going to multiply this equation, and I'm going to multiply by 5, and really I'm going to multiply by negative 5 to be able to clear out that fraction. So multiply by negative 5. At this point, you should start to see how that's going. And this one, I'll multiply by 3. Now look, only one of these has to be multiplied by the opposite, right? So that we can actually get rid of it, okay? Now the other thing you can do is you can just say, and let's do this, I like this better. We're going to multiply them both by whatever the other number is, then we're going to change the sign to make it so that we can actually get rid of it. Let's do it that way. It's going to be a little bit cleaner, and you're going to see it a little bit better, right? So we're going to do 5 times 8, 5 times 3, 5 times 4. So 40x plus 15y equals 20. Okay, so far so good. Minus 21x plus 15y equals negative 102, 3 times 4 is 12, 2, 3, 1, 3, yeah, 102. Okay, now notice, when I line this up now, I can actually line it up with one of these under the other, and the 15s are going to cancel out on here. I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. So negative 21x plus 15y equals negative 102. Now, if I was to add this, I'm not going to get rid of my 15y's yet, because 15y plus 15y is 30y. Well, so I need to take this and go in and change all the signs of this one, right? So positive, negative, positive. Really what I did was I multiplied this bottom equation by negative 1, changed all the signs. No problem. So now whenever I do it, it's going to eliminate this right here. Okay, that's what's happening here. Getting rid of one of my variables so I can solve for the other one, find out where these two lines cross. Okay, so add them up, 61x. This got rid of each other, that was the whole point, equals 122. Divide by 61, divide by 61, x equals, it should be 2, x equals 2. Okay, now we have half of our stuff done. Now we take this, substitute it back into one of the original ones, and we solve for y. So negative 7 times 2 plus 5y equals negative 34. And all I did was I took the 2, plugged it into the x, substitution. Okay? So negative 14 plus 5y equals negative 34. Add 14 to both sides. Okay? get you 5y equals negative 20, divide by 5, divide by 5. Hold on, just making sure. Yep. Y equals negative 4. So my answer's here. Okay. 2, comma, negative 4. That is the point where these two lines cross, and if you want to check, take these, substitute 2 in for x, substitute negative 4 in for y, solve, see to make sure that both sides are equal. And do that with both, because you want to make sure that that's where both of them cross. Okay? This is not a hard concept if you understood yesterday's. We're just adding on to it, right? We're taking and we're going to end up having multiplied by both of these. Okay? That's all it is. Okay? We're going to do just a couple of these, but it's relevant. You gotta know how to do this, right? So 8x plus 3y equals negative 7. 7x plus 2y equals negative 3. First thing we check is there anything we can eliminate without doing anything to? No, right? Because we want to get rid of either x and the y, and there's nothing in there. Next thing you do is you check, is there something that could divide evenly into one of the others to allow me to just multiply one of them? Well, no, there's not. So now you look and go, okay, well, what is the easiest way to multiply these things to be able to get rid of one of them, right? Well, I like the 3 and the 2 because it's simpler multiplication, right? And I mean, you could do the 8 and the 7, it would work, but your number is going to be bigger, it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. No reason to do that to yourself, right? So I'm going to multiply this times the 2, and I'm going to multiply this times the 3, and then I'm going to line them up, right? So 2 times 8, 2 times 3, and 2 times 7. So this gets me 16x plus 6y equals negative 14. Okay, so that's that one. And then you're going to come over here and do this one. Here, here, and here. Okay, so that gets you 21x plus 6y equals negative 9. And I'm going to line them up. 21x plus 6y equals negative 9. Okay, we'll line them up. Now look, I've got to come through here and I've got to change these signs because this won't get rid of them. So here, here, and here. Okay. Now, I can cancel that out. That's what the whole point was. Because 6 plus negative 6y cancels out. 16x plus negative 21x gets you negative 5x equals negative 5. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5, x equals 1. Now take this, substitute it back into one of those. It doesn't matter which one, it won't make any difference. Okay? I'm going to do this one, but it won't matter. 7 times 1 plus 2y equals negative 3. Okay? Substituted the x in. Get you 7 plus 2y equals negative 3. Add the inverse. Get you 2y equals negative 10. Divide by 2, divide by 2, y equals negative 5. Your ordered pair is 1 comma negative 5. And again, just pay attention, watch what's going on, find things that you can deal with. Okay, so here. Negative 4x plus 2y equals 0. It's okay that that equals 0. Doesn't change anything. 0 is a number. 10x plus 3y equals 8. Again, first thing you check. Does anything divide even? Or can you just eliminate something right off the bat just by using addition and subtraction? No. Okay? Now, check. Is there anything that will divide evenly into the other one, right? And you're dealing with the x's. Okay, so the x's. No, those two don't divide evenly into one or the other. Then deal with the y's. No, those two don't divide evenly into each other. So now you're going to have to multiply both equations so that you can get rid of one of the variables. Okay? Now, when I look at this, I want to do the easy things, right? Well, Multiplying this one by 4 and this one by 10, that's an easy thing. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so this one times 10, and this one times 4. All right, and now you just distribute here, here, and here. Well, that gets you negative 40x plus 20y equals 0, because 10 times 0 is 0. All right, now do the same thing over here. 4 times 10 gets me 40x plus 12y equals 32. And now I'm going to line them up. Okay? 40x plus 12y equals 32. And I'm going to solve from there. Right? This cancels out. Okay? Because all I did was multiply by 4 over here. Okay? Add these two together. 32y equals 32. Divide by 32. Divide by 32. Y equals 1. No problem. Now take the y, substitute it back in. Okay, so 10 times 1 plus 3y equals 8. Well, this gets you 10 plus, oh, wait. Notice, what did I do? I made an error here. What I substituted in to the wrong variable. That is a common mistake. Watch that. Okay, I didn't do it on purpose. It was an accident. But I caught myself because I knew what I had solved over here just a minute ago. So watch that, okay? So that's wrong. I'm solving for x. I substitute this into here. And now I have my problem correct. Be careful, watch that, it happens, okay? 10x plus 3 times 1 equals 8. So I've got 10x plus 3 equals 8, okay? Now I'm going to add negative 3, okay? Got you 10x equals 5, divide by 10, x equals 5 over 10 reduces to 1 over 2, and we have a fractional answer. It's okay, sometimes you get a fractional answer. All right, so parenthesis, 1 over 2, comma, 1 is where these lines cross. Okay, be aware of that. It's okay sometimes, but check. I mean, you can take these in, substitute them back in, check to see if you got a good answer. Make sure you substitute them into the right variable. All right, it's not a big deal. Okay, watch doing that, what I just did, because that happens a lot more than you think. Okay, be aware of it. If you have any questions over this, I mean, let me know.